So what I'm doing right here is welding in the driver's side pillar. The passenger side Scott had already put in. I believe, no, I think I must have lost that footage, but we had it. Who knows? Uh, anyway, what is going to happen is a lot of fast forwarding through these because we filmed probably 200 hours worth of B-roll, not paying attention, just going at it. But please stick around and like, share, and subscribe. Maybe get me a couple of new t-shirts there if you're at the shop, so that way you can hide my gut. But one way or another, you're going to see butt or gut. Alright, I've got all that cut. I'm getting ready to lift this beast up with the sky crane here. Making this little portion here. If you see it, everything's good, but just in case you don't see it, I've probably brought the garage down on me because it's real heavy. The beam twists a lot, but this is just in case. Finished my truck. I already have the LS motor. Everything's in my room for it. Sell it. Finish my car, then sell it. Give the money to my family, okay? But just in case, this is why I make this video. So I'm going to be doing this now. Alright, so Saturday we spent some time in here. We took the back portion of the floor off, just drilled out the spot weld because the rest of it was already free, and unbolted the motor or body mounts. Test fitted the body a couple times and found out a lot of bad. And what do I mean by bad? Well, the AC box is too big, sticks over. The frame isn't straight, it's an A frame. It's not like a truck, it's not an H, it's an A. Okay, we were going to put the gas tank in front of the back wheel, not the gas tank, but the fill tank, the jerry can that we used to fill them, back here in front of the tire, which won't work now because the tank exits the rear and comes all the way back, so we're going to have to keep that. The frame is too long. We will have to cut it, and considering it's an A-frame, we're going to have to fabricate it a lot. Let's see here. What else was bad? I think that's about it. But it's enough to discourage us a lot. Because when you measure these up, wheelbase, it's 2 inches different. This frame is 2 inches longer than that. But that is if your firewall matches up to the original. Oh. I'm tripping. Alright. But our firewall is actually further forward. So our wheels, our frame actually has to be cut like 6 to 8 inches to get the back wheels back inside the wheel arch. Yeah, it's a nightmare. They don't make a smaller gas tank, which we usually put small ones in Dakotas. We can't use a Dakota tank in here because it bolts on differently. So it's like we're going to have to do a lot of fabrication to the frame to get it to go forward because we don't have that much room. So be prepared to see a lot of fabrication in this one. I'm going to get here and start stripping this frame. Okay, so welcome back, and I'll show you what some of the B-roll camera got. And what we had done was we cut the frame. But this being an A-frame, it was offset about 7/8 of an inch on each side. So we took our cutoffs and made plates and offset it. It looks factory still. Like, I mean, it lined up so perfectly. I'll flip the camera around here in a second. But what has happened is it's pushed the tank forward 5 inches. And most of the time on these things, we get rid of the charcoal, evap system on them anyway. You don't have to have it. So we're going to get that off there today. And we might even move the tank strap on the front forward so that way it'll bolt onto the tank better. Now, though we could just make it come back further on the tank, we're going to try to move it to make it fit better than just pushing it forward. So I'll flip the camera around here, show you what the frame looks like. So you can see what we had done. This is original, that's the gap. But the 5 inches we took out, I pie cut, angled, and put them on the sides and on the back, front and back, and welded them on. Same with the other side. Now, this being a fully boxed frame, and also we painted them, so that way you're not sitting there going, like, it don't look like it, but yeah. We also would definitely say these are way stronger than the Dakotas that we cut because these are full box. The Dakotas are usually C-channel, and we put a plate on the inside and outside. These, not only is it boxed, but it has a lot more structure to it, being that it is welded here across the top, down the sides, down the front and back, and everything. Bottoms, tops, it's really strong. So we're not worried about it at all, in the slightest. We will have to cut 5 inches out of the drive shaft. We usually cut drive shafts anyway. And what else did we have to do? I think that was it. But we do have to put the tank back in, make sure it all works and everything before we move where that ratchet strap is. We use the ratchet strap to pull the frame forward tight, so that way we ain't got to sit there and hold it and fiddle with it and everything. So pulled it tight, cinched it down so we could weld it, tack it anyway before I made the plates. What else? I think that's all we did the other day. That took us actually like 4 hours to do. They're a lot of work to get them things made. But I am going to jump off now, and I am going to start working on getting the tank back in. Today we're going to be sneaking up the Wild Scotty. Easily spooked. He's like a wallaby. He easily gets scared. You gotta sneak up on him. So, yesterday I didn't feel much like filming because everything we're doing is basically under the vehicle. But you can see we got the gas tank back in. Today we're going to start putting the back half of the floor back on. Everything's hooked back up. We just bend our lines like this. Let me see. The light's messing up. Bend our lines like that. They don't get in the way. They're fine. We had to cut off and remake our own new front body mounts. And other than that, that's about it. It took a while to make them front body mounts, and there's really no way for you to see. So, either way, Again, today we are going to put the back half of the floor on. We have to cut the front half of the floor right through here. You can see our line on both sides. And after that, it is time to start test fitting the body again. Hopefully, we don't run into the same problems. Now, later on in the videos, you'll see we will have to cut 5 inches out of the drive shaft because that's what we took out of the frame. We'll also have to take 5 inches out of the exhaust. Whatever you take out of the frame, you take out everything. Now, on a lot of these vehicles, we completely remove the evap system. It doesn't bother anything. But the box was up there in front of the gas tank where we actually had to make new straps for it. Oh, well, we had to move the strap mounting point forward 5 inches. Get rid of the smog, or not smog, but the evap. It's fine. The back gas tank's still in the same spot. Drive shaft's not going to hit. It's all good. So now I'm going to cut the floors out more in the front. I am going to probably cut a little bit of this back section right through here off to make it sit over the tank a little better. And yeah, then I'll put the back half on. We're going to overlap it as much as it'll overlap, so that way it's stronger. I'm going to use self-tappers. I don't want to call them Zeus fittings, but they're not Zeus fittings. They're just self-tappers, basically. 5/16 nut drive self-tappers. A couple of spots in the floor to hold it where it needs to be. And the body mounts will do most of the holding up. So I'm gonna hop to it. As you can tell, this thing is rusty. Everything fights us, the bolts and nuts and everything. We've demolished a bunch of Sawzall blades, but I'm gonna get to it.